Put your hands up if you've opened up the fridge and found multiple jars of sourdough discard and thought, God, I really need to do something with that. Well, surprise, surprise, me too. But you know, here's the thing, each one of this sourdough leftover are prime for making delicious things. So today I'm going to show you 3 recipes on how to use this waste and save it from going in the bin. Now I know that it's only flour and water and your time that's maybe gone into making this, but I still don't want to chuck it in the bin, so I'm going to show you 3 great ways to use it up between sweet and savoury, and I promise you the last one, oh my god, it is my personal fave. So let's get into this first recipe to use up some of this bubbling sourdough leftover so that I can maybe make another loaf. When most of you are throwing away your sourdough discard, you're letting so much flavour be thrown out. With a little bit of sugar and spice and everything nice, you can have some delicious sourdough muffins that are perfect and feel good about the fact you didn't put this in the bin. So recipe number 1, some cinnamon bun sourdough muffins.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. Yes, please. If you're coming into autumn, this is the perfect cozy muffin to have with your cup of coffee. And if you're coming into spring like I am with these beautiful flowers, you might still have some cold days and still want something that feels cozy and comforting. These need no overnight fermentation like a sourdough because your sourdough discard has already got all that flavour in it. This is merely putting it all together, kneading it into a dough, rolling it out. That's all you need to do. If you're looking for the recipe for this, head to my website. The link is in the description box down below and you can find the quantities to make this amazing mix. But the great thing is we're not using anything too out of the ordinary, and if you're already baking sourdough then there's a high chance you already are baking other stuff. So let's get this muffin mixed together and get these things baking because I'm ready for a little sweet treat. We just need to add a few things to our milk, which is our leftover sourdough and some melted butter. Mix together all your dry ingredients in the bowl. It's your salt and your baking powder and your sugar. Line your muffin tin with either some muffin cases or some leftover parchment. Now, don't do what I did there. I think I may have weighed out my flour wrong. You know what? Even after 20 years of being in the business, sometimes you just read things incorrectly. So make sure yours doesn't look like mine did there and very sticky. But the great thing about this is that you can just add in a touch more flour if it becomes too tacky. God, sometimes, hey? So let that be a lesson to you. Make sure you follow the recipe. Maybe I should have looked at my website and double checked that I had the right amount. Then you just take your softened butter, butter it over the dough. Take your brown sugar and cinnamon mix and be generous. Pack it in all the way to the edge. Cut it into your 6 strips. Roll them up and sit them in your muffin tin.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. And there they are, all rolled up, looking gorgeous like cinnamon rolls. They go into the oven at 175 degrees for about 30 minutes. And while they're in, we'll make the topping so that when we come out, we can smother it all over the top. Hopefully, I added enough flour. I still can't believe I did that. Like I said, sometimes I think I just must have read the recipe wrong. Anyways, in they go. We'll see you in a min. And for the cream cheese frosting, it couldn't be easier. A little bit of softened butter, some room temperature cream cheese, a little bit of icing sugar, mix it all together. And if you want to thin it out a bit, add a touch of milk. But it's super simple and have it ready to go for when the muffins come out the oven, because I like to drizzle it over while they're still nice and warm and then let it set a little. And there they are, all done. They're 100% not cool enough to eat yet, but I'm still tucking in because you know me. Oh, with just that perfect cinnamon roll interior. Let's give it a little try. Next level. That has got to be the easiest cinnamon bun recipe out there. You get the complexity from your sourdough starter. Oh my God, it just, you know what's crazy about cinnamon rolls? Every time I eat one, I just think of being a kid. My parents took me to Disneyland when I was like, I don't know, 7 or something like that. And the smell of this everywhere. Have any of you guys out there been to Disneyland? and notice that the smell of cinnamon buns just gets pumped absolutely everywhere? Well, you've got to try these out. And if you're watching this and thinking, what the hell is a sourdough starter? Or I want to start making sourdough so that I can have some of this left over, but you don't know where to start, I'm bringing out a new course called the Reliable Sourdough Method. It's from starter to finish and everything in between. Lots of recipes, things you can put on it, things you can do with the leftovers. It'll be there and be available. Let's move on to the next sourdough leftover starter recipe, and it's going to be another goodie. And now the second recipe. We are going to make the most delicious savoury pancake. Cheese, spring onion, a little bit of homemade XO sauce, and if you don't know how to make this, check out my video, it's just up here. This stuff, next level. And it really couldn't be easier. All you need is a little bit of baking powder, your sourdough discard, a bit of butter, salt, and your ingredients. It's kind of savoury pancake, crumpet, somewhere in between. So take your 85 grams of your sourdough discard, or a little bit more in this case, 100, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. You just need a good amount of it to mix with all the other stuff. A little 1/4 teaspoon of some baking powder, melt your 15 grams of butter and add that in too. Crack in 1 egg, some salt, plenty of pepper. Give it a little mix until it's completely mixed and you've got yourself a batter. And I'm going to chop up a little bit of that spring onion so it's ready to go when we fry it off. And it's as easy as that. Now we're just going to warm up the pan, pop in a little knob of butter, add in our batter on a medium to low temp, let it bubble up, sprinkle on the spring onions, sprinkle on the cheese, put a few dollops of the XO sauce. When it's rising up, then we're going to flip it over so that that gets all crispy, and this is ready to serve. And there it is, a few minutes later, a beautiful, savoury, delicious pancake ready for your lunch. Easy, cheesy, uses up some of that stuff that would have gone to waste, totally customizable to whatever you have. If you're just starting out making sourdough, sometimes you might wonder, what's going wrong with this? It seems to always happen. Some things change, some things are different, and it can be as easy as one thing that needs to be sorted out. I've got a free little guide that's available on my website. It's all about the reasons why maybe your sourdough isn't working out. So if you're interested in that, it's in the description box down below. But oh, this though, oh my God, that is yum. What a great little lunch snack. Oh, to use up that sourdough starter. Anyways, let's move on to our third and final way of using up your leftovers. And we've made it to the final recipe. Probably my favourite because once again, reminds me of being a kid. I don't know about you, but we used to go to the Chinese and this would be one of the 2 desserts that you could buy. One was banana fritters and the other apple. So I thought, let's make some delicious apple fritters using up that last bit of leftover sourdough starter. So all you need to do first is dice up your apple, and we're going to add it to a bowl with a little bit of sugar and cinnamon, pop it to one side, make the batter, get some oil on the stove, and these guys are going to be good to go. When you're making fritters, obviously we're going to be frying in oil. If you've only got a small pan, you're going to have to do it in batches, but that's okay. Once your batter's made, you're going to mix the apple through it, and then we can fry. Your oil needs to be at about 175 degrees, and if you don't have a thermometer, a really great way to test this is by dripping in a little bit of the batter and see if it's frying well. If it is, you can go ahead and do the rest. But remember, when you put it in, you are going to drop the temperature of that oil. That's why in a small pan, you only want to do a few bits at a time. And if you want this recipe, head on over to my website. You can find it there, along with loads of other great ideas for your breakfast, lunches, and your dinners. Oh my God, how good do they look? All we need to do now is quickly make a little bit of icing, half a cup of icing sugar, a good sprinkle of some cinnamon, add just a dash of water, and then just pile them up and drizzle with that cinnamon icing. These are just so goddamn simple to make, and once you've tried them, you are gonna look at your sourdough leftover in a completely different way. Oh, that is, of course, as per usual, utterly delicious. And there you have it, 3 amazing recipes, one of which I ate completely, so there's nothing left over to show you, but oh my god, so friggin' good. Honestly, oh. Yum. Let me know in the comments section down below which one it is you are going to be trying first. They're all quick and simple and a great way to use up the leftovers. And that's it for this week. If you're new around here, why don't you hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss out on any recipes coming out of the Dishes with Del kitchen. This has been my 3 recipes for your leftover sourdough mix. And hey, if you don't have a starter and you're interested in learning how to make one or even bake sourdough bread, get on that wait list for my new course. But until then, I will see you next week. It's been a pleasure as always, and I'll see you soon. See ya!